TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH from Macomb, Illinois, for tonight's matchup between the Bureau Valley Storm and the Macomb High Bombers. He's Coach Weston. I should say that. I'm Caden Strenz. Here for tonight's matchup, Macomb 5-2, Bureau Valley 3-4. Bombers and Bureau Valley both with a pair back-to-back losses. Macomb a lot closer these last 2 weeks, though.
Yeah, this last couple of weeks have been tough losses, but good football games. Some things didn't go our way, but right now, how do you focus on anything negative when you're sitting here with the Macomb High band right out in front of you on a beautiful night? Caden, I got to tell you, I had a little bit of a whirlwind. I left school, had to get my daughter ready, take her to a friend's house so she could get ready to go to the Halloween dance tonight. Went back, grabbed my beagle, went hiking in the woods for a little bit, came back. Went to stop by my classroom to grab some stuff for the broadcast, and the dance is going on in there, so I just popped in to surprise my daughter real quick. Mm-hmm. As I'm leaving, those opening chords to Party in the USA roll out, so my daughter comes running, screaming to the door and grabs me. Says, "Dad, it's our song. We got to do our dance." So we had to go break it down a little bit for the junior high, but we're here now. We're on air. We got the Orange Crush look tonight, orange on orange for the Bombers, and of course, it's all about mentality. It's the Orange Crush mentality because Caden, you're right. They got bad taste in their mouth. There's two weeks in a row where they feel like they left meat on the table. And right now, tonight, destiny's in their own hand. They get a victory over Bureau Valley, and they're in. They've punched their ticket to the IHSA playoffs. They said, we're done messing around. It's all business, all gas, no brakes, and we are punching this ticket tonight.
Yeah, those losses coming against Farmington in overtime, as well as Elmwood Brimfield last week by 3. So both close matchups, and it's on this senior night, Friday, October 18th, 2024. Saw the seniors honored about an hour ago. It's always a bittersweet night for senior night.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously in the old days, it was always senior night was the last home game, a regular season home game of the year. And in the post-COVID world, a lot of sports have elected to push senior night up a little bit in case of inclement weather, in case of this, just to make sure that it gets in. And there's a backup if not. So they do have another game next week here on the home field. But yeah, it is a reminder that these seniors that have done so much to help build this program back up to where it is, which is a program that is perennial, looking to be in the playoffs. Obviously, last year fell short, and they're trying to right that wrong tonight. But, those guys are going to be moving on to something else. But it also is a new beginning because there's freshmen and sophomores that, Macomb's built their program up. Tanner Horal's done a great job of getting those numbers back up to where you don't see everybody here. In past years, everybody in the program was on the sideline. And some of them you knew weren't, they're freshmen that were never getting the game, but you put the uniform on them and make the sideline look a little better. But right now, these are just varsity guys. Everybody down there will probably get in tonight and play a role. As the kickoff, fair catch is made, probably will end up with that at about the 32. But and then they've got a full another 30-member program that plays in the JV game. So Bombers are back on the right foot. They're playing good football. And we're just excited for this football game tonight with Bureau Valley, which is a traditionally very strong program. And they're very dangerous right now, Caden, because their back's against the wall. So we saw that a couple of years ago with Illini West in this exact same situation. We got their best game of the year. The Bombers were able to pull that out, but it was down to the wire. So now they're playing a little spread right here, twins to the near side.
See a shotgun formation snap, handoff to the left. Not much there, maybe a loss of 1. It'll be second and long for the Storm.
What we saw there is we saw a great job of the blockers were there, but rather than getting kicked out, rather than try and dive underneath and make a hero play, the Bombers' outside linebacker stretches and spills to the sideline, keeps that lateral, and allows those linebackers to fill in the Dave Wilson pursuit drill and make that play. It looks like a gain of 1.
So second and 9. Once again, back in the shotgun. Put him in motion to the left. Going to slide out to the right. He's going to throw it incomplete, out of bounds. Doesn't look like there is anyone open in the area.
Complete to the backup quarterback there to Leighton Lambert on the sideline. No, that he does a nice job of rolling out, getting outside the tackle box and throwing that ball away. But I got to tell you, that was secondary. That was there was nowhere to go with the ball. They wanted to flood this side of the field and bleed the running back on the shallow right underneath and open him up. Flat defender, didn't bite on any run fake, stayed right with his receiver, and there's nowhere to go with the football.
So 3rd and long coming up here, needing to get to about, looks like the 40.
Need a pressure.
We'll see if the Bombers bring a blitz. Shotgun pass, going to throw it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Looks like he had some separation there, but the Bombers defense forces a 3 and out.
Yeah, that's a really nice thrown football, and it was just beyond the defender. But I tell you, we've got a sophomore defender there he's about a step behind, but he's actually in good position. But he turns to play the ball, and he's trying to time it up. He's looking for an interception, which slows you down. And it's so hard to judge that distance when the ball's in flight, and it actually goes beyond his reach just a little bit. Whereas a few years ago when I was coaching, they made face guarding legal. So you can just play the face of the receiver and stay right in his pocket.
So 4th down, they'll punt it away. And it will roll to about the 36, I want to say.
That ball checked up like a pitching wedge.
It'll be 1st down for the Bombers as they take the field. As you said, Bureau Valley, their backs are against the wall. They're sitting at 3 and 4 right now. Can't afford another loss. Otherwise, it's probably, all things considered, going home. The Bombers offense will take the field sitting at 5 and 2 as they look to clinch their way to the IHSA playoffs, which would be 2 weeks from today.
So Bombers, 10 personnel, which has been a hallmark of Tanner Horal's program. Blitz coming, feels the pressure, gets it out. Nice little hitch out on the outside. Looks like that's to oh, that was Kyler McMillan. I was thinking that was Drew.
Looks like it'll be a gain of about 9. So 2nd and 1 coming up. I had a chance to speak with McMillan earlier this week, actually, talking about his pick 6 that he had earlier in the season.
Oh, it was outstanding.
And as well as these last 2 games, he says, as you said, they've left some meat on the table. He feels like they definitely should have won those games. Very winnable games, as we've said earlier. McMillan is very eager to have a big night tonight.
So you had a couple of choices there at 2nd and 1. You can go for the run, try and pick up the 1st down right away, or you can go for the big shot downfield. Went for the run. It's actually a really good job by Bureau Valley of stuffing it in the middle, and right there, we talk about it every single week. Tanner Horal's, one of his top 3 play calls is we call it a freeze call. And in fact, sometimes he won't even hide it. This is the hand signal. Everybody on the schedule knows it. He calls it. And I'd say it's got a somewhere between a 40 to 60% success rate. I mean, it's unreal. He picks up 5 free yards with the best of them.
And that turns into a 1st down as it was 3rd and about 2. Holthouse will throw over the middle, complete for a nice gain there. It'll be 2nd down and about 6.
Yeah, pick up about 3.5, 4 right there, and that was a nice job. Bureau Valley does a nice job in coverage. They stay with, so what they did is they ran three goes, 3 sevens all the way out down the field, and then they go on the in-breaker across the middle. Linebacker does a nice job. Step behind, but he stays with it and makes the tackle and limits that gain.
2nd and 6 from the 46. And the quarterback keeper, he's got a 1st down and more. It's a huge play towards the outside. He's going to go all the way for the Bomber touchdown.
Beautiful play design. And I tell you what, that I would be willing to bet that comes from the booth. There was a lot of pre-snap motion on the first couple of plays. When the Bombers came out in formation, Bureau Valley wanted to put their guys in certain spots, whether it's to the field, whether it's to the strength, whether it's to the slot. And so they're flipping back and forth. There's a lot of motion. So what you do is you run that jet, cause more motion, try and get him in some confusion, get those linebackers' feet moving, and Braden Holthouse just comes right behind him on a counter. And that was probably a read. but it was a great read, and it goes for what, a 40-yard touchdown?
Yeah, 46. As the kick is good, and the Bombers are off and running right away ahead 7-0 over the Storm. So we'll take a quick timeout. Once again, the Bombers with that great start. 46-yard rushing touchdown from Hull-House. 7-0 Bombers. Here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Back with you here as the Bombers with an opening drive touchdown to take a 7-0 lead over Bureau Valley.
And the extra point put through. You know, they say the longest running show on Broadway, but I tell you what, that's the newest show here in Macomb is the Cat Show, the Hayden Cat Show. And having a kicker with some ability has been a great thing to see this year. That's the first time Macomb has even attempted extra points in several years. And that ball's on the ground. Get to it. Still. No. They went ahead and covered it up.
Kind of like a little squib, it looked like. And unable to corral it cleanly were the Storm, but they do get possession at about the 20.
Yeah, I was going to say, so that probably kicked it a little longer than he wanted to, but what happened is one of the upbacks was kind of in between whether it bounces in front or whether he runs up, and he calls fair catch and just misses, just kind of whiffs on it, and then that ball starts running. That's live football and ends up being a great kick. We end up getting phenomenal the pretty poor field position for the Storm. They're at about their own at the minus 18.
Yeah, inside the 20 after that muffed catch. We'll see them once again hand it off to the outside, and it looks like a gain of about 4, 2nd and 6.
That's good, tough run. Good, tough run, patient.
So Endress with that carry. 2nd and 6 coming up.
There's nothing fancy there. There's just a little power play, a little pull into the gap, and just put your head down and gain yards. It's an option.
Looks like a quarterback keeper, quarterback power maybe, gain of about 3.
I wouldn't call it a veer because there was no fullback action. There was no triple option, but that was definitely a speed option at the tackle. So you're reading that near D-end, near linebacker, up linebacker, and quarterback just made the decision to keep it, picks up a couple.
3rd and a short 3. Looks like it'll give it 3rd and 2 from the 26, needing to get to the 28 to move the chains. They'll hand it off. Looks like he's got just enough. I think he's down at the 29. We'll see where they spot him, and they will give him the first down, place him at the 30.
You could sort of tell where that football was going. They had tight end and wing to the backside with twins to this side. The twins was window dressing, and they're running to the heavy side, we call it. And now the heavy side is to us, and the twins is to the backside.
So a new set of downs. The Storm 1 for 2 on 3rd down now.
Oh, nice play.
And that'll be a first down all the way to about the 43. Give him 13 on that.
So that time they give the action of the exact same play where they're going to run that off-tackle power, and instead they pull it and they hit an in-breaking slant. Every slant's in-breaking, but a quick slant and deliver it right behind a linebacker that had blitzed and pick up a good 11 yards.
So the Storm, after that first drive being a 3-and-out and starting this inside their own 20, they've been able to find their way down the field. I believe we have a false start here. Flag is down. We'll wait for the signal here.
Yeah, that's offsides. That's
offside, so they're going to move forward.
That was something they drew up. So what happens there is the defense or the offensive line gets to hands on their hips and squats, and then they all in unison stand up, which since they're not set yet, they can do. but that action draws the defender across the line.
So 1st and 5 from about the 49. About to move into Bomber territory.
There's that give.
Yeah, and they'll get to about the 47 on the Bomber side, so give him about 4, 2nd and 6. That was Endress once again with the carry. He's been busy early on for this Storm offense.
2nd and 1 after the walk-off.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. I forgot about that offside. So 2nd and 1 at about the 47 into Bomber territory here for the first time tonight. It's been a shotgun formation. I want to say every play so far on the offensive end tonight.
Nice.
Minimal gain there.
I believe they got the yard to gain, but they showed that wall again. We need to keep that going. Now, a lot of people may look at this. They'd be like, "Oh, we had such a great first series, that 3 and out." Oh, they mark them
short. 3rd and about half a yard. Now the ref's going to come in and they might bring out. Let's see where they're going to move him back a little bit.
Football back
to about the 47, just past the 47. It's a 3rd and about half a yard here.
Huh.
If you're the Storm, you're just trying to get that half yard to move those chains, obviously.
So you're looking at this and you're like, well, they're moving the ball now. There's a couple of passes have been successful, a couple of nice runs, 4, 5, 6 yards. But in high school football, especially mid-level like we are, when you see that, there's an old adage, keep them snapping the ball. Now, in the NFL, he's going to get the line to gain. They're only about a 1 yard gain, maybe 2, but that's all they needed. Long drives equal points in the NFL, in Division I football. But here in mid-level high school football, you keep them snapping the ball. Most people don't have a kicker that's going to kick a 45-yard field goal. And you're increasing the opportunity that there's going to be a mistake, that there's going to be a penalty, that there's going to be a TFL, get you behind the sticks, there's going to be a turnover, something of this nature. Right now the Bombers are bending a little bit, but they have not broken to this point.
Be a quick pass to the outside, incomplete. That was intended for number 24, Brady Hansen. It's 2nd and 10.
I think he had to get rid of the football a little quicker than he wanted to. We had a blitz coming from a linebacker there. Actually, from a safety, that was Drew Watson on the blitz, getting in the backfield and hurrying that pass.
2nd and 10 from about the 45. 2 third-down conversions this drive for the Storm.
Now let's watch the formation. Twins is away from us. Yep, we got the tight end and the wing to us.
2 receivers on the outside to the left. Going to try and motion him, and they'll keep it, and he's absolutely – no, he breaks out of the tackle, and he's going to end up getting positive yards there. It sure looked like he was going to lose a pair of yards there.
Yeah, he got to wrap up there, but I tell you what, they just ran the exact same play that Braden Holdhouse scored the 46-yard touchdown on, and it didn't fool the Bombers. They, as you said, they had him wrapped up in the backfield. Give the quarterback credit. Kept those knees chugging, slips out of the tackle, and picks up about a yard.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 coming here.
But he was in the backfield.
3rd time could be a charm for this Bombers defense. They've let up 2 third downs this drive. Once again, those 2 receivers on the left. And I think a timeout's going to be called here on Bureau Valley.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out. They wanted to see the formation, see what they were looking at, and then they're going to go talk it over and see what they can dial up.
So we'll give you some sponsors here. McDonough District Hospital, Athletic Trainers, and the MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to all area student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital. More than hospital care, a hospital caring. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experience and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best in 2017, 18, 19, and 20. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. Thank everyone who's tuning in tonight for this matchup between the Bombers and the Storm. We have exactly 4 minutes left in this first quarter, and Bureau Valley using that timeout, going to try and come up with a creative play here on third down to move the chain. Need to get to about the 36.
They're putting their twins into the boundary. Their heavy side is to the field.
Going to roll out to the
And
right.
they're going
Now
to
go
swing
the
it
other
back
way.
to him. He swings back inside,
They'll
gets
move him
about
down.
3.
Yeah, to about the 42-41. So fourth down coming up in about 6.
It's 4-down territory here, though.
So they'll mark him at the 42, which brings up a 4th and 6.
Huh.
And it looks like the punting unit might be coming out here. I can't be exactly sure, but that's what it sure looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they're
At
using the
the Bombers
wedge.
42. We'll see if they actually punt this one here.
Yeah,
Maybe a
try
fake.
and draw them on side.
If they do that, would be a 4th and 1. This is an actual punt, and they do get it off. And it's going to be a touchback as it rolls into the end zone. So about 22 yards in net there for Bureau Valley. I'm a little surprised that they punted it there, but
Absolutely
field
surprised.
positioning, I think they that was the reasoning behind it, I have to think.
Well, yeah, I think that they've got a pretty nice little punter, and I think they were hoping they could go ahead and get a little coffin corner situation, maybe kick it out of bounds there inside the 10, around the 5. It didn't work out. The ball does go out to the right, but it just doesn't carry. Lands at about, the 5, and then just rolls into the end zone. So, like you said, you get the net of about 22, whereas you could have taken the opportunity to try and pick up that first down.
I believe we have a flag down on the field. There's some early movement. Or maybe they were not ready to snap it. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but
No,
they're
I think
keeping
that
it
was
at
an
the 20.
official's whistle.
So 1st and 10 from their own 20. We'll try it again. The Bombers' second drive of the night. The first one ending in a touchdown from Holthouse.
Still 10 personnel, but they got a tight bunch to the field.
Going to be a toss, but then a keeper. Might have faked him out. Looks like to about the 24.
Yeah, that was a nice play design, and Bureau Valley did a really nice job of not buying the window dressing. What they did is they had that tight bunch, and they take 2 of them and pull them across the formation. Braden Holthouse goes against the guys going to the field, tries to run behind them, picks up about 4.
2nd and 6, 2.5 minutes to play in this first quarter. Now Holthouse going to talk it over.
That was that freeze call.
Got 4 receivers out here. Looks like a bubble. And it
Little
turns
quick
into a
route.
big play all the way to about the 38. So give him 14 yards and a first down. Once again, that's McMillan. I believe his 2nd or 3rd reception of the night. And a Bomber first down at the 38.
That's that little quick game, those little now routes where you just catch the ball and you're on your back foot already and you release the ball, put it in your playmaker's hands and give him an opportunity to make somebody miss. And as we just saw, he ends up picking up about 14.
Be a handoff there, maybe a yard. Minimal gain there as the Storm defense on top of that one. 2nd down and 9.
And what you're going to watch, Tanner Horal is going to stick with that. You cannot abandon the run. Even the inside run has, other than for Braden, of course, but the inside run to the tailback has not been there so far yet. But you're going to stick with it, and wear down that defensive line. And it's going to be there when you need it.
Holthouse is going to go down here for a sack. The Storm defense all over him.
Yeah, and that's a coverage sack right there. He had time. He had time to throw the football, but there's nowhere to throw it. And he was boxed in. He's inside the tackle, so he can't get rid of the football.
Yeah. Otherwise, obviously, you have that intentional grounding. So 3rd and long from about the 35. Needing to get to the 48. 3rd and 13. We've got 3 receivers on the left. 1 on the right. Holthouse, quick pressure, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, he had to get rid of that football before he wanted to. I got to tell you right now, these defensive backs for the Storm are doing a really nice job of playing right with the Macomb receivers.
So 4th and 13, and obviously in this spot in your own territory, the Bombers bring out the punting unit. Just under a minute to go in this first quarter. 7-0 Bombers. Going to see our third punt of the night. Combined from both sides, the Bombers first.
Got to snap it.
No punt away.
Nice hang time. It's going to get on the ground. Oh, no good. Pick it up.
And looks like it'll be at the 46-yard line. Good field positioning for the Storm coming up here with just under a minute to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's only a net of about an 18-yard punt. It had nice height, but it just didn't go anywhere. And then when it actually landed around the 40 and just shot back towards the Bombers.
Yeah, it took a Storm bounce for sure. So 1st and 10 from their own 46. Might see 2 plays here, maybe 3, before we wrap things up here in the quarter.
Bombers might be in a little cover 1.
And a gain of about 1 there. Maybe no gain. 2nd down from the 46.
Bombers on that look right there, it looked like they were locked up with their cornerbacks and then the outside linebacker or nickel on the slot playing with 1 high safety, so that's cover 1. He's got deep. Everybody else is man-to-man. And then what they're saying with that is we're going to go ahead and stop the run with 7.
Down to 15 seconds left in this quarter. Taking a little while to snap this. They do.
Middle.
They hand it off up the middle to about the 48, so a gain of about 2, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and about 8 as we wind things down here in this first quarter. So a touchdown from Holthouse, 46 yards. That's the only score so far as we head to the second quarter on TSSR Game Time Live. We'll be back in just a few moments.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I told about the staff of MDH, they're all good. You get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
Back with you here. Second quarter about to begin. 7-0 in favor of the Bombers. And a 3rd and long for the Storm, who had good field positioning, but so far have not been able to do much with it.
Middle.
About the 50, so a gain of 2, and it brings up 4th and 6. Bomber defense has done a nice job in this position of the field to lock it up.
And again, they're bringing in the punt team.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, around midfield, at least 4th and 5 in, 4th and 6. I mean, still you're at midfield.
Yeah.
That's go for it territory.
A lot less aggressive, or even a lot more conservative, that is, with the way they're playing than what many people have thought here tonight. But again, field positioning, we'll see if this works out. Only a 22-yard net gain last punt. And this one's going to take a Storm bounce inside the 10 to about the 5, maybe the 4. It's a really nice punt there, and that's exactly what they wanted in that first punt.
Yeah, this time they get the roll that they needed.
So inside the 5 is where the Bombers will start their next drive.
Drew Watson just got caught in between right there. He could have attempted to make a running catch. That was a low end-over-end punt. Would have been a really dangerous catch. And what you don't want is to go for that and have it bounce off of you and end up being Storm ball. inside the red zone. But, you let it bounce and you hope that it carries on into the end zone, but it curled right around the 5 there. And Bombers have they give it to him at about the
about the 9, yeah.
Interesting.
So 1st and 10 inside the 10. They'll hand it off. Not a whole lot there. It'll be 2nd down. There's Drake May on the handoff. Gain of about half a yard. So 2nd and 9 coming up.
One thing we're seeing here is Big Alex Brown is on the sidelines. Obviously, he is unavailable for us. He got a little banged up last week in the Elmwood-Brimfield game, and that plays dividends. You've got a senior, a leader, and a guy that's been really good on your.
Yeah, it's wide open there, moving all the way towards the 26. A big play there to get themselves out of that deep field positioning.
Boy, and then once you see number 2 in space, we've seen it here on this field. Anything can happen. So Kylan McMillan got that football, and it was just a little under route, and he ended up picking up about 10 extra yards after the catch. He's a lot of fun to watch.
1st and 10 from the 25.
Oh, we got empty.
And looks like Holthouse is going to keep this one to about the 28. Andres had that tackle there. So 2nd down coming up. Looks like they marked him at about the 28. 2nd and 7. Holthouse already with 1 rushing touchdown. Play number 4 of the drive. Quick pass, caught, complete all the way to about the 42. Give them 14 more yards, and the Bombers are moving fast. It's a 1st down at the 42. Once again, it's McMillan. Has been very busy tonight. So the Bombers, after starting their drive at about the 9-yard line, 33 yards on 4 plays. A little bit of a high snap, but they hand it off. This is going to be a big run to about just past the 50 into the Storm territory at the 48.
Okay, so there was a lot going on that play. So Drew Watson's in the slot, runs the jet motion, stops his progress at the quarterback, turns on his heel with a little yo-yo motion, starting that action, which Bureau Valley has seen on film. They ran that little yo-yo swing against Farmington, and instead of hitting him on the swing, he comes back inside on an inside give, picks up about 9.
2nd and 1. And Holthouse is going to go down. Quick pressure there and unable to get a throw off. So a 2nd and 1 turns into a 3rd and long.
Yeah, on that one, it's they went with the jet motion, and it was going to be a fake. And instead of a Holthouse run, he's going to pull it up and throw. But we had a delayed blitzing linebacker that came through untouched. And as soon as he faked the handoff and stood up, the linebacker was right in his face. And that was a big loss on that play. You got 3rd and 8 now.
Yeah, their own 44. Storm with a pair of sacks so far tonight. And a few plays of good pressure. It's been a good defensive showdown on both sides. 3rd down. Holthouse keeps it. And he's going to, get the 1st down. More than enough to the 45. What a play there.
But and I tell you what, I think that was designed to let's get 4 of these back. And we were going to see Tanner Horal's aggressiveness. He was going to play, it's 3rd and 8. I've got 2 downs to pick up these 8. And Braden Holthouse says, well, how about I just go ahead and pick up the whole deal? And so now we've got a fresh set.
So 1st and 10. The Storm territory at the 45.
What's really impressive, again, our running backs are not able to find room running between the tackles.
A little bit of a low throw there, and I think they're calling it
Yeah, they're calling it incomplete.
incomplete.
Said it dropped. I thought he cradled under it, but you know what? I'm up here in the booth. that official's right on top of it, so I'm going to go with his opinion, and that ball caught the turf before it was cradled in Drew Watson's hands. But I was starting to say something, but I forgot all about it.
So Watson.
Oh, the running.
There
So running in between the tackles, our running backs haven't found a lot of space there to get. What amazes me about Braden Holthouse, he's a big young man, and he gets so skinny, and he gets through the smallest cracks when he runs between the tackles. It's amazing.
Another quick pass. This one towards the outside to the left. 3rd and short, if not enough for the first.
And we got 1 and 2 both down here. Was that Jack Beal? Oh, that's Kyler Norton, I believe.
Yeah, Kyler Norton, I want to say, had that one. So it's 3rd and about 3 from the 37. Obviously, 4-down territory here. So we'll see what the Bombers want to do here. Quick pass. And incomplete.
That one get tipped at the line?
Yeah, I believe it might have got tipped. But it's 4th and 3 coming up here for Macomb, and looks like they're staying out here.
So they brought the battery blitz there. That was the double A. The 2 inside linebackers were coming through the A gaps.
Big 4th down coming up here for Macomb. Needing to get to about the 35 to move the chains. This is their first 4th down of the night, going for it. Done several quick passes this drive. Gonna get the hard count. I believe a timeout has been called by Macomb.
Yeah, I think Tanner just did what Bureau Valley did earlier, where they came up, they wanted to see the look. They saw 22, the big inside linebacker. He was at least presenting a lot of sugar, but it really looked like he was intending to bring that blitz. So now they're going to go ahead and work out and see what they're going to do.
Yeah, the Bombers regrouping here for this big 4th down. Located at 210 South Lafayette Street in Macomb, Illinois, serving soup, salads, sandwiches, homemade dessert, Blue Bunny ice cream, and a full-service coffee bar. Breakfast served all day and free Wi-Fi. Visit them online at www.olddairyMacomb.com. Call 309-837-6700 for your takeout. This is a big 4th down for Macomb. 4th and 2, from the 37. Or no, it is 4th and 3 from the 38. Needing to get to the 35. Once again, this is their first attempt going for it on 4th down. Going to roll out to the right. Holthouse is going to keep it himself. He's got enough for the first down. All the way inside the 30 to about the 27-yard line.
Holthouse did a really great job of 2 things. Number 1, he kept downfield eyes. As he was floating towards the near sideline, he kept downfield eyes as he's moving laterally and just picking up a little real estate as he's going. And once he sees, I don't have the look I want, I'm going to go ahead and take off, he kept that football at his shoulder. Why does he do that? He keeps those linebackers honest, and he gives himself just an extra second to go ahead and get that line to gain.
So 1st and 10. Be a
There we
handoff to
go.
Conley. He breaks free into the end zone for the Bomber touchdown.
What'd we say earlier, Caden? You stick with it. You run between the tackles. You give it to your big guys. And right there, the line up front blows the hole open. Malachi Conley darts into the end zone for about a 20-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that was. Excuse me on that one. That was Drake May.
Oh,
who
I'm
had
sorry.
That touchdown. No, I had that. I had the same thought in mind. But Drake May has that touchdown.
Well, we're in the booth up here where you kind of can't see, actually.
Yeah. So 27 yards. We've had a 27-yard rushing touchdown and a 46-yard rushing touchdown. Extra point is good. So the Bombers have used the ground game to their advantage tonight. They're ahead 14-0 here in the second quarter. We'll take a quick break. We're back after this on
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me. providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available. So with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
Back with you here. The Bombers are ahead 14-0. I'll update the scoreboard for you. There it is, 14-0 the score. Except it does not want to pop up. Here we go. There we are. 14-0 Bombers. Macomb's original local sports bar is Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WIU games in the all-the-area TSSR Game Time live broadcast at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. It'll be returned. It's got some room past the 40 and down to the 42-yard line. So not bad field positioning to start here for Bureau Valley. 1st and 10 coming up.
And what you want to see here, you've got a 2-touchdown lead. Continue what you've been doing. Yes, you want pressure. Yes, you want hats on the quarterback. Yes, you would love to get some TFLs and get Bureau Valley behind the sticks. But even if you hold these things to 2, 3, 4-yard gains and make them continue snapping the ball, we've seen so far tonight, good things happen. Keep them snapping the ball, good things happen.
1st and 10 from the 43. Storm chasing 14 here, and what is a do-or-die game for them. They'll go to West Hancock, or they'll host West Hancock next week.
Oh.
And it'll be down at the 47. Give them about 4 there.
Macomb blitzes the field A-gap. The running back comes up through the boundary A-gap and is able to slip through for about 4.5.
Yeah, just missed that. Could have been a TFL. 2nd and 6 from the 47. Endress on that carry. Had a couple 4 or 5-yard gains and has put the Storm in a position to convert on numerous occasions. The Bombers' defense has just been stuffing them up. And behind the line there's your TFL, and pumped up is that Bombers' defense down at about the 44.
Is that Noah App Logan? Noah App Logan on the big play right there. He doesn't buy into the window dressing, stays with his read. His read is the running back. If the quarterback keeps it, that goes to the inside linebacker. Noah stays with his guy, makes a big TFL.
4.5 left in this first half, and it's a 3rd and long for the Storm. The Bombers applying all the pressure they can early on in this drive. Staying in the pocket, has time, throws it over the middle. It's complete. The biggest play of the night for the Storm offense, moves the chains.
Yeah, so that's a nice play design. They run everybody out, then they run the running back out of the backfield through the middle of the field, just on a go, middle go. And he had a lot of room to work with, and Drew Watson was trying to, or I'm sorry, Kylan McMillan was trying to sprint over from his cornerback position to get on top of it, but running back's able to get past a linebacker and end up with a big chunk play. Biggest play for Bureau Valley of the game.
There'll be another handoff. They've got some positive yards there. Inside the 20 and into the red zone for the first time tonight.
I'll tell you what, 22's a player. He has been their bell cow running back. He has made that play out of the backfield on the reception downfield. He's been their blitzing linebacker tonight, making the big plays. When a big play's been made, it's been 22. So that's the guy right now that you're circling, and we need to know where he is.
Yeah, Elijah Endress. Once again, another carry. So at about the 18-yard line here, 2nd down. And it's a quarterback keeper to about the 10. That'll move the chains.
That's that power read right there that we've seen both teams run, where you've got the running back running the power, and if the quarterback sees backside that there's an opening, he can pull it and go ahead and run between the guard and the tackle on the backside. And he saw movement from Macomb flowing to the running back, and he took advantage and got a nice little chunk play.
So 3rd and inches, or no, first down, never mind. First down. Scrambling out to his right, and incomplete.
Dangerous pass. I'm not sure if he was trying to fit one in there or if that was throwing it away, but if it was throwing it away, it was probably a little too close to the field to play. Excellent coverage by the orange jerseys. And, in fact, the defender was in front of the receiver on that play, so he may have wanted to put a little more air on it and give him an opportunity to get under it on a corner, but falls harmless to the turf.
2.5 to go in this first half. It's 2nd and goal from the 10. The Storm looking to get into the end zone. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's got about 5-6 yards inside the 5. It's 3rd down coming up.
From about the 3 now.
Looks like they will mark him at about the 4, maybe just slightly past. So it's 3rd and a long 3.
Andrus was the lead blocker there, and we had somebody in the hole, but we stop our feet, and the quarterback's able to make him miss with a nice little jump cut.
See if they hand it off to Andrus here. Once again, he's been the player to watch on that Bomber defense. They hand it off, and the Bomber defense, I
brings him
believe
down
they
at
got
about
him
the 1.
short. Yeah, 1 yard line. So 4th and goal coming up, and obviously you get this close. It definitely seems like you would go for it probably 99 times out of 100.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And inside 2 minutes, Tanner Horal goes ahead and calls timeout.
It's a smart move.
Yeah, he wants to get some time so that they're going to get the ball back one way or the other.
Yeah, it would turn into a 2-minute drill, and the Bombers will receive the second half kickoff as well, so trying to gain some momentum going into the half and coming back with possession of the ball, but obviously you've got a 4th down here.
Now, this will be really interesting. I want to watch Tanner Horal and what he does when they do get the ball back. Obviously, the calculus changes if you get it at the 1 yard line versus on a kick return. However, you're inside 2 minutes. I believe what Tanner Horal will do is be very conservative with his play calling until plus territory. If he can get to plus territory, now we start to open it up. But what you don't want to do is throw 3 incomplete, low percentage passes and then end up giving Bureau Valley the football back with time on the clock.
Started this drive at the 42-yard line, their own 42, so 57 yards downfield. It's 4th and goal from the 1. Needing to get that 58th yard to make this a 1-score game.
Quarterback is in.
And he is walking right in for the touchdown. So the Storm get on the board with that quarterback touchdown. They give it to Bryce Helms, keeps it. The Storm are on the board for the first time tonight. It comes within these final 2 minutes of the first half.
And I got to tell you, there was a wide hole there. And it didn't appear that there was much action. It was Andrus leading right through the hole, and Helm just followed behind him. There wasn't any fakes. There wasn't any spinning out. That was just a straight quarterback keep.
Storm out for the point after. On the way, and good. So the Storm with a much-needed touchdown drive late in this first half, and now it'll be interesting to see how Horal and this Bombers offense approaches these final 2 minutes.
He also only has 1 timeout in his pocket.
So while we have some time here, we'll give you some more sponsor reads face-to-face, over the phone, by email, or by text. You choose how you do business with Tom Conklin, State Farm Macomb. You can reach them at 309-837-1200. Again, 309-837-1200, or visit them online at www.tsssrgametime.com. www.macombsf.com. Or, better yet, stop in and get your quote today at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb.
What you really want to see right here is a nice big long return to go ahead and alleviate some of that stress.
14-7 our score. Kickoff unit coming out for Bureau Valley. Once again, they sit at 3-4 so far this season. Coming off of back-to-back losses, facing a tough Bomber squad. A one-score game on our hands right now. Bombers will receive the second half kickoff as they kicked away to start this game off tonight. Storm will kick it away. It'll be returned from about the 25 to about the 33. It'll be 1st and 10, and returning that for the Bombers appears it is Kyler Norton.
It's about 34 right now. You've got a little room to work with here. That didn't take much off the clock here at 1:44. You've got time. I would expect a couple of runs here. If we put it in the air, they're going to be now routes, something quick, something plant your foot, get the ball in the air, get it in the hands of a playmaker. High percentage. And, of course, he goes all the way down the field to Kyler.
It is incomplete. Oh, man. Almost. Had separation there, but second and long.
And that football was in the breadbasket.
Oh, man.
Wow.
That's a tough play. That happens, though, and we'll see how the Bombers' offense responds to that. McMillan almost had that there. So close. 2nd down and 10 from about the 35.
Now you'll watch the cornerback gives him about 2-3 more yards of cushion on that one.
And looks like we have the football being replaced, or respotted, I should say, at the 34. Now we're ready to go. 2nd and 10. Yeah, you said the quick out routes, they go deep right away.
They sure did.
Wasting no time. 2nd and 10. Back over to the right. Quick pass here. Open, complete. McMillan getting redemption. And down to the 49 into the Storm territory.
So clock stops on the first down.
Nice redemption there.
The chain gang is hustling to try and set the chains. They won't start the clock yet. Now they start the clock.
Down to a minute and a half. Right at the 50, they place him. Gonna throw it outside towards the left. That is complete and moving the chains to about the 34.
And stopping the clock.
Yeah, out of bounds there, so you won't have the clock running at any point here. We're at a minute 20. So to the 34, the Bombers are moving.
Nice catch, nice action out of Jack Beal there.
Now rolling out to the right is Holthouse. He's got some room. He's going to throw it deep. It is incomplete. Maybe a little bit overthrown slightly, but again, one-on-one, there was some room there.
There's a little scramble drill, and what he does is Drew Watson was moving. Was that Drew Watson or Kylan? Was moving at the time that he throws the ball, and he kind of stopped. And then he tries to go up and make the jump. If he continues moving, that ball's right at him.
Yeah. That was Watson on the target there. 2nd and 10, but after the big incompletion there, back from the 40-yard line, they were able to convert on a big play from that same receiver who was targeted. Last time it was McMillan, this time it was Watson, but they're going to go to the left here. It's complete. Nice little gain there. And that's Beal on that left side, who has now his 2nd reception of the drive.
Yeah, Jack Beal's a really nice possession receiver. You need to get those little hitches, those little out routes, sideline routes. That's a lot of times who they go to in these situations.
Down to 50 seconds, 3rd and 2.
Just about got him jumping on that one.
Need to get to the 32. Quick
there
pass.
It is to Beal.
That's Beal. That's complete for the first down to about the 20.
38 seconds remaining, and they're down to the 20 here. Still have one timeout in the pocket.
McMillan and Watson on the right side, and Holthouse is going to roll. He's going to fire it, and it is complete for the first down inside the 10. And they'll place him at the 8. That's Watson with the catch. And near the goal line, here come the Bombers.
Clock stops for the first down.
We're clock running right now. We're at 24 seconds. Now down to 20. Gonna go with a quick pass over the middle. It's complete. And the Bombers are in for the touchdown. What a play and what a 2-minute drive there from the Bombers offense to go up 2 scores.
Boy, I tell you what. So it's that inside slant. And what you think is going to happen is the slant is going to carry him into the end zone. He actually catches the ball short, and on the tackle, he rolls over the goal line. Ball crosses the goal line, and they get the touchdown. That was close. But, again, Coach Horal had the timeout in his pocket, so if he's short, you call the timeout, and you're at about the 2-inch line.
Snap, hold, and extra point is good. 21-7 in favor of the Bombers. With 14 seconds left in this half, and boy, the Bombers really needed that.
Yeah, they answered. Bureau Valley did a nice job going down the field. They did have the one chunk play, the big pass to Andrus, and end up punching the ball in on the quarterback keeper to get on the scoreboard. Now it's a 1-score game, 14-7, but you end up giving yourself an opportunity for the 1-and-1. You get the ball back with a minute and a half, minute 40, whatever it was. You go the length of the field, and it all starts off with a nice return. Instead of getting the ball at the 20, you get the ball at about the 35. Give yourself a little opportunity. And again, we thought there'd be a little conservative to start. He, of course, goes for the whole meal right on the first play. But after that, you see some now routes, you see some hitches, you see some outs, some sideline passes, and some high percentage throws. And just continue to move the chains, get the football down the field. Just a really nice drive all the way down the field, and you go ahead and you're going to give them the football back with 14 or under, depending on what happens here.
66 yards and just about 90 seconds of play.
Oh!
And the Bombers might have recovered this one. It looks like they did. This is a Bomber football with 10 seconds to go in the half on an onside kick.
I don't, and you know what? Was it onside, or was it just what happens is, maybe, if it turns out to be onside, great. But what you do is you kick that ball on the ground, you put it in somebody's hands and make that clock start. Just so happened that a lineman jumped up, stops that football. Now it's bouncing around. Bombers get it back. There is no reason not to take a shot for the end zone right now. You've got it at the 50. You've got McMillan and Drew Watson on the field.
And they've been the primary targets deep. Going to throw it to the outside. That's complete to about the 32 for the first down with a few seconds to go. That's Watson with the completion. We've got 5 seconds left.
Now they wind it.
I believe a timeout's being called.
The timeout. I think they were going to see if they could get up there in time to make the spike, but you go ahead and you call the timeout.
Yeah, 5.6 seconds left in this half. Bombers up 21-7, and over these last 2 minutes, the direction that this game has gone has taken a significant turn in Macomb's favor.
Yeah, I think right now the ball at the 32, if you're Bureau Valley, you just drop everybody and you just got to cover the end zone because essentially there's no timeouts. There's 5 seconds left, 5.5 seconds left. You got one play, one opportunity, one play, and you got to put it up in the end zone. You got to put. Yeah, they're going to go empty, and they're just going to put 5 guys down in the end zone. And, this is essentially a short Hail Mary.
Yeah. And we've got some people back here for Bureau Valley. I believe I got one in the deep zone here. Got 2 receivers. excuse me. We've got a 5 wide, 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Holthouse
What
throws
is
over the middle, and it's incomplete. 2.1 seconds left in the half.
That might have been a good thing that was incomplete.
Yeah, because the clock would have ran out.
Yeah, I mean, the clock would have stopped. It would have been a first down. But in 2 seconds, are you able to get set and get the
Come up with a play, bang, bang. You get to huddle here.
You would have been trying for a spike, but that's not a lot of time. And I didn't see a trailer to think, was that going to be a hook and ladder?
So second down, 2 seconds left. Final play of the half. See what the Bombers can do here. Holthouse fires
It's up
it
into
deep
the end zone
towards the end zone. And it will be.
Oh, it goes to the ground.
Yeah,
That was close.
incomplete. And that will conclude this first half. But the Bombers still finish strong with that touchdown in the final 2 minutes and receiving the kickoff in the second half.
Hey, just real quick, I just looked at our chat. We've got some people from the Pontiac area, from the Bureau Valley area, and a couple people that are actually from Macomb, some Bomber fans out there. I just want to say a hello to Aaron Orwig, Brandon Dowactor, some very dear friends of ours that are up there that just said a little hello. So I'm glad you guys are listening, and hope all is well.
Yeah, looks like Joseph Jelinek liking the orange out from Macomb tonight. 21-7. Bombers in front. We'll take a quick break here. It's halftime. We'll be back after these messages.
And welcome back. I'm here with Emily Alden now. And Emily, patient advocate, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
That sounds like a title that encompasses a whole lot. Let's first put it in simple words if you can, and then we'll kind of go in depth a little bit.
Yes, as the patient advocate, there is a lot to do in the role, but it's a fantastic opportunity. So generally speaking, I will help patients. I will talk about the service that they have here and just in general measure the patient experience for the entire organization.
Well, speaking of knowing the entire organization, kind of the theme has been everybody knows everybody at MDH because you're a smaller rural hospital, even though MDH offers a lot. You literally have to probably know everybody or most everybody because you need to know what each thing's going to happen if that patient's dealing with it.
Yes, that's very true. When I first stepped into the role about a year ago, it was really an interesting and fantastic opportunity to get to know all of the departments, how they work together and individually, and just to see the well-oiled machine.
Well, patient care, obviously, at a hospital is key. You're a key part of that. What is it about patient care at MDH that makes MDH special?
Service excellence internally to provide the best patient care is top of mind here for all of our staff across every single level, every single department, and the organization as a whole. It's a big focus. So we make sure that we take care of our patients and that they have the best experience possible. We're very open to feedback. We always want to improve in areas that we can improve. So we always have open ears. We always appreciate the feedback that we receive.
You are working with all departments. And when a patient comes in, let's say they come into the ER and then they come to ICU and then they go to the floor, your job kind of is to let the patients know what you can do, right? Or what you offer, or what they can do. Am I missing that? Is that correct?
Yes, actually, our case management department is instrumental with that side of things. Every once in a while, I'll step in and just check in on patients, see how their experience overall is going, to collect that feedback and see if we can implement any changes to make it even better.
So you deal with patients in so many different departments, and really they can go all the way from getting here in the ER to physical therapy on the way out, right?
Yes, absolutely. So MDH has a lot to offer our patients. So while you're here, if you're just running in for some outpatient tests, whether it's lab work or visiting our radiology department, convenience clinic, visiting your primary care provider over at MDH Family Clinic, emergency room, labor and delivery. There's so many different departments that work so well together, and our team is a family. The organization in itself is a family, and so everybody does a great job at trying to understand what departments do that aren't their own, so that way we can make it a seamless experience for our patients.
Well, and then as a patient advocate, right, you just kind of ball all that together and look at it, right, and then see as patient A comes through, what can we do to make patient B who might follow them a little bit better next time?
Absolutely.
So as you do that, what kind of things do you look for? I mean, what I would imagine with MDH as it continues to improve, you start looking for smaller things, right? So the obvious things are maybe gone. So then you start looking at little things to make the sometimes the worst experience of their life, right, a little bit better as they work through.
Yes, most definitely. So you never know what kind of day somebody's having when they walk through our doors, and you don't know what they're necessarily here for. So it's important to keep an open mind and take a look at what can we ask them that's specific to their experience. Why are they here? Comfort them and make sure that we ask the right questions so that we can purposefully pull out information that we can work on.
Yeah, and I think we've talked a lot about different things from different people. You're, besides Bill, the CEO, you're the one person that kind of helps with, like, it gets your hands in a little bit of everything as far as the patient is concerned. Everybody's talked about it being a family, and you've even mentioned it being a family. Does the fact that everybody knows everybody as far as employees, from the CEO down to the CNAs, does that kind of make your job a little bit easier?
Absolutely. When you're a family, you care about each other, and we are all here for one purpose, and that is to provide the best experience for our patients that we possibly can. So when you are a tight-knit family, it's just great to be, we're a community, a family, a community, and we are here to serve our patients. And when everybody has that one purpose, it's a great feeling.
Well, Emily, I appreciate you stopping and talking to us, and keep fighting for the patients.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
We'll be back after this.
Halftime here. Bombers up 21-7 over the Bureau Valley Storm. Still got about 10 minutes until halftime wraps up. Keene Family Chiropractic, with locations in Bushnell and Macomb, supports Bushnell-Prairie City Athletics. They offer office hours in Macomb Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Bushnell Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. To set an appointment, call 309-837-MY-DC. That's 309-837-MY-DC, aka 6932. They also perform DOT and CDL physicals for just $85. Also, at Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there is limitless potential at campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. Also, do you need ice for your upcoming event? Well, look no further. Midwest Ice has you covered. Midwest Ice is Central Illinois' newest ice delivery service. We deliver ice directly to your event. Call Blaine Ranch at 309-351-8192. Again, that's 309-351-8192. I'll say that one more time. 309-351-8192. Bombers ahead 21-7. Saw rushing touchdowns from Holthouse and May, and a receiving touchdown over the middle from Watson. We'll take a quick break. We're back in just a little bit with some scores throughout the TSSR area.
And welcome back. I'm here with Emily Alden now. All right, well, we're here with Bill Murdoch, and this is the second year in a row, Bill, that I've talked to you.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably unfortunately for you. I think you might have been the most talked about interview of all of our MDH interviews last year, though.
I don't know whether I need to be proud of that or ashamed of that. I don't know which one to go with.
Maybe both. I don't know.
Probably.
The thing that I find comical is I gave you a hard time last year. As I said, because, man, you're way up the ladder. You know, you're a high-end employee for me to be talking to, and you're even higher up the road now than you were last year.
Yeah. Yes. Last year when we spoke, I was the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, and since then I've been in the CEO role, Chief Executive Officer here at the hospital, for about 8 months now.
Well, not to toot your horn, but everything I hear is good coming out of MDH since you've taken over. So what was your mindset when you stepped into that role, and what do you see MDH doing here?
Well, I've never had aspirations to be a CEO of a hospital, but we have a great team here, and I just felt it was that time in my career to step in and take over and see how it goes. We have a great team here at MDH, very proud of everybody. They're very passionate and have a lot of pride in the organization. So it just made that job so much easier for me to step into my new role.
Yeah, it's easy to work with people who want to do a good job, isn't it? And it seems like everybody I talk to here is that kind of person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody's engaged, and they want to do well, and they want to succeed. And we want them to succeed here at the organization.
I think MDH has always had a pretty good name in the area. What are you trying to do for MDH to even step that up a little bit more?
Right. So Pat Osterman and myself, we've done a lot of community relationship building, reaching out to the community leaders, reaching out to our competitors to see how we can work together better to be a stronger organization overall.
Yeah, strong organization, and you guys continue to add pieces and parts. You've expanded to Monmouth. We talked a little bit about that with your urgent care and physical therapy. The pharmacy is looking really nice right now.
Right, and it's ready to come online. The construction's finishing up this week, and then next step is to get the certifications, inspections going. So we should be open for business later at the end of this year or first part of January.
So we mentioned last year you're relatively local to the McDonough County area. So you're one of the first CEOs that I remember that's local to McDonough. You have like a foothold in the area. Does that make this job, not that being CEO of any company doesn't have meaning, but does it mean a little more for you because you are from here?
It does, and it helps. I think it builds trust because they know I'm local. I'll have that connection with the community. Yes, my mother owns farmland south of town. My father-in-law owns farmland here. My wife's a bomber. She's a leatherneck. I'm a leatherneck. We got kids that are leathernecks too. So I feel like we have a lot of fabric in the community to take this organization to the next level.
Well, we're going to keep the interview shorter, but I cannot get done with this interview without asking if you got any deer last year.
I did. Actually, yes, I did. And as we talked last year too, I participate Hunters for the Hungry, where we donate our harvest, and I did that last year. So yes, I was successful.
So you spend a lot of time at MDH and helping people, and then you're helping people when you're at home too.
Try to. That's a little different. You know, you're by yourself, and sometimes that's good to decompress and do all that. But yeah, no, it works out well.
So what's been the biggest surprise? You never had any ideas of wanting to be CEO. What's been the biggest surprise so far since you've taken a job?
Oh, I think just the loyalty our staff has for the organization. They want it to do well, and I think with that support has made this job so much better for me.
Well, Bill, I appreciate you talking to me. It's always fun getting to talk to you, so hopefully we'll do it again next year, and we'll have new big things to talk about from MDH.
Let's plan on it, and thank you for your time and having me on again this year after last year.
Hey, not a problem. Like I said, you were the biggest fan, I think, supported video of all of them. So we'll see if you can continue that. Maybe I should give an award.
You think?
I think we should come up with an award.
Okay, you work on that,
okay,
and then we'll talk about it.
Okay, I'll do that. We'll be back with the second half in just a few minutes.
Back with you here. Second half coming up in just a little bit. The Bombers are ahead 21-7. Let's give you some scores around the TSSR Game Time Live area. So we have Elmwood Brinfield hosting A-Town. Elmwood Brinfield, the Trojans are up 27-12. West Central versus Amboy is 34-0 late in the first half. West Hancock versus Illini West. We'll wait for these ads here, but I believe it was 16-12 just a moment ago. Saw Illini West a few weeks ago. Let's see if there's a score update here. Let's go back a little bit. So now the Chargers are up 24-12, so they're able to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So that is the score. Illini West looking for their, I want to say their 5th win in a row after starting out 0-3. It's been a very impressive comeback. Milledgeville versus River Ridge. It's 64-16 in favor of the Milledgeville Missiles over those Wildcats in River Ridge. That game appears to be in the second quarter or half, one or the other. And then the West Prairie Cyclones, that was at half a moment ago, and I believe it still is. So we're going to go back for you here ever so briefly. Here we are, 22-16 in favor of the West Prairie Cyclones over the Peoria Heights Patriots. And the Bushnell-Prairie City at Galva. That was a 6 o'clock start tonight. And that score is Bushnell-Prairie 52 Galva 24. So those are your scores around the TSSR Game Time Live area. We're going to take another break here, and coming out of this break, we'll have the second half for you here on TSSR Game Time Live.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available, so with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
I chose MDH. We moved here, and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH, they're all good. And you will get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor, and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
We're back and ready for this second half on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Bombers 21, Bureau Valley Storm 7. He's Tony, I'm Cade. We're ready for the second half here. The Bombers will receive the second half kickoff. Watson with a receiving touchdown in the final 15 seconds of the half. And they'll receive this kickoff here to start things off.
Yeah, there was a heavy dose of Kylan McMillan early. He ended up with 4 receptions for 70 yards, and then started going to Drew Watson as the half goes on. He also had 4 receptions for 42 yards, and, of course, that touchdown right before the half. And Jack Beal, of course, on that long drive in that 2-minute drill, ended up with 3 receptions, 30 yards. But 13 of 20 for 149 for 11, who also had 64 yards on the ground. Drake May had 27. Of course, most of that was on the one run.
Yeah. It'll be 1st and 10. I believe we might have had
that was my wife.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 from the 29. That was a diving catch to just fall on it. So the Bombers start things off. Quick throw to the left, complete towards the middle and down at about the 33-yard line.
Is that Watson? Had some trouble keeping his feet, but he was able to spin forward and pick up a couple, 3, 4, about 3.
Yeah, so 2nd down and 7 coming up from the 32. Bombers use the ground game to their advantage in the first 2 drives. That last drive, 2-minute drill, had to throw it in the air a little bit more than usual, and a nice handoff up the middle, down at about the 37-yard line. Looks to be about a yard short.
So that was another one of those situations, and Bureau Valley popped one against us earlier where we blitzed the field A-gap, and he goes the boundary A-gap. They had 7 men up on the line of scrimmage, blitzed a linebacker, Andrus, in fact, and we found the hole that wasn't filled and ended up with about an 8-yard gain.
3rd and 2, that'll be more than enough to move the chains in between the 40 and 45. 1st down, Macomb.
And I got to love that, and Tanner Horal knows I love that. That's fullback carry. Love a fullback carry, getting Noah Applogan about 4 or 5 yards there.
1st and 10, and
he gets another one, and that's a big carry for Noah.
Game.
That's his longest carry of the year. Noah Applogan's only had a handful. It's single digits on the year in carries, and they're usually asking him to pick up that yard, that 2 yards on a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 situation. Noah Applogan here, as they come out, they've got the 2-touchdown lead. They're going ahead and trying to grind right now. They're in 21 personnel, and they're moving downhill.
2nd and 2 from the 48.
Under center.
Play
and now he's popping it. A little pop pass.
And that'll be incomplete. Doesn't look like he had
much
time. Yeah.
Guess who was in the backfield? Mr. Andrus disrupted the timing of that.
A very big player on this Storm roster tonight. He's had some good rushes, although not the rushing touchdown. The quarterback kept it earlier in the game.
I would say that the drive was on his shoulders, though. But I like that call. So you had a couple of nice rushes to Noah Applogan to the up back, and then he goes ahead and pulls it and goes ahead and throws it over the top. Now that time,
here, loss of 1, I want to say. So 4th and 3 coming up at the 49, and Macomb staying out here.
Oh, there is no chance they are punting this football.
No chance. 4th and 3 from the 46. They're 1 for 1 so far on 4th down conversions. Here comes number 2 on the attempt. See if they can go 2 for 2. Shotgun formation. We've got 2 on the right, 1 on the left. Quick pass. Caught for the 1st down.
Cover the ball.
All the way down to the 36. That was McMillan with his 5th reception of the night. And that moves the chains for the Bombers. 1st down.
Now, that wasn't a now route. That wasn't a lateral pass. That wasn't horizontal. That's a downfield pass. But, again, it was high percentage. It was that try to open up the defender's hips, plant your foot, and open up to the quarterback, and the ball's on you. That's a timing route.
Rolls around. They hand it off.
Literally the same play that they got about 9 on in the second quarter. This time they pick up maybe 1, 2.
Yeah, looks like about
1. 2, yeah.
They'll give them 2. 2nd and 8 from the 35. Macomb looking to have a 3-score lead. Right now, this is their biggest lead of the night at 14, 21-7. Rolling around is Watson. Same play. Except it's a play action. They'll throw it over the middle. It's complete, but a big hit there as he was catching it, but able to hold on and make the catch.
Langdon Lambert. We had not heard his name, and in fact, he really came on in the second half of last year, and we really haven't heard from him much. Macomb just has so many weapons, but those are the catches he gets, those contested catches. Takes a big hit, and he's still on his feet, but did a great job of holding on to that football. Oh, bursts through the line.
Hand it off, and that will give the Bombers another 1st down. We've seen 1 3rd down conversion and a 4th. They move the chains once more. Let's see, looks like they'll be down at the 28-yard line.
That's about the 23.
Or yeah, 23, 5 yards off. So 1st and 10 from the 23. Bombers marching down the field just like they did in those final 2 minutes and going a little bit quicker. About 2:20 off in this drive. Holthouse keeps it down at about the 23-22, maybe a yard on that.
Yeah, defensive end does a really nice job. The boundary defensive end, keeping an arm free, squeezing the lineman down. And as Braden tries to accelerate through the hole, he gets an arm out there to slow the feet, peels off the block, and finishes the tackle. That's textbook. That was really nice technique.
So 2nd down and 9.
Bombers got the first down on the freeze call early in the first quarter, and I'd say they've tried about 7 or 8 since then, and Bureau Valley's been very disciplined.
And a quick pass to the left.
Nice
He's got a big play all the way down to about the 10-yard line. It'll be
Phenomenal.
1st down for Macomb.
That's just great patience. Can you see that number from here? I'm an old man.
Let's see.
Is that – well, that's not Watson, I don't think.
I don't think it's Watson.
Watson's in the white.
Yeah.
That's Beal.
Yeah, Beal's on the
And, that's the kind of thing you expect. Beal gets the ball. He's a smart football player. He gets the football, and he stops. He waits. He allows the play to develop, and he splits the defenders and uses the blocks in front of him.
So 1st down. Not much there. Maybe a few yards.
Yeah, I'd say Holthouse does well to go ahead and pick up 1 there. I think that first contact was made about 4 yards deep, and he just fought, kept the knees moving, and spun around to pick up to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and then pick up about 1.
Yeah, officials put him down at the 8. So 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. We've got about 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes left in this third quarter, a stoppage of play.
I think this is an equipment timeout.
Not exactly sure. Now the refs are going to call that time out, but it looks like everyone's back out here, and it looks like we're getting ready to resume action here, and they're wanting the clock to run, and it will. So we're down to 6:10. 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Bombers looking to have the 3-score lead. Moving back into shotgun. See if he goes to the right. Holthouse does go to the right. It's contested, but he's able to get a few there.
I think he fought up to the 5. Yeah, they give him the 5. He gets drugged back to about the 9, but he'd gotten up to the 5. So on that play, they spread it out. They got twins both sides. They call that ace formation, and twins to both sides of the formation. What they're trying to do is spread those linebackers out to apex them out towards the slots and give Braden Holthouse a little more room to run.
3rd and goal from the 5. Holthouse hands it off to the outside. That's Watson. Watson is going to go in for the touchdown on the outside. Looking to get those yards on the outside to break free, and Watson was able to do so, and the Bombers go up 27-7.
I got to tell you, that's Drew Watson right there, because so they'd run the jet motion, they'd run the quarterback keep off of it, they'd run the pop pass off of it, everything but the jet. Well, that time they give the jet, and what they're hoping is they'd run so many alternatives off of it that you catch them squeezing inside. Bureau Valley plays it nice. They had a hand on him in the backfield. They had a hand on him at the edge. They had another guy running laterally with them. Drew Watson fights through arm tackles, fights off to the edge, turns on the motors, and is able to get to the pylon just on his own strength. I mean, that was just a phenomenal run.
Yeah, great job there by Watson as the Bombers are now in full control, ahead 28-7 with just over 5 minutes left in this third quarter. We'll take a short break. Back after this.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really.
Back with you here in this third quarter. Bombers in full control right now, up 28-7, as they're on a 14-0 run ever since the final 2 minutes of that second quarter. Bombers will kick away here. They had a recovery earlier in the game.
Oh,
this
and
ball falls and able to fall on it at the last second. He's able to get up cleanly. That's Endress who recovered that one. Kind of a funny hop. Nonetheless, the Storm take it at around the 25, maybe slightly past.
I think the Bombers can start to feel that ticket to the IHSA playoffs getting punched as they're up 3 scores. We talked about that 1-1. They ran the 2-minute drill. They got their touchdown and then get the ball back after halftime. But not only did they score, they took up half the third quarter.
Yeah.
Over half the third quarter. So chewed up a lot of clock, and now pretty nice kickoff really for what it was. Ends up getting them inside the 30.
Ooh, and it looks like I saw a Bomber jump.
Sure did. Yeah, they give us
end.
a little of our own medicine there.
Yeah, I believe that was.
Those are things that we have to be aware of. We have to keep watching the football. We have to limit penalties. We can't give up free yards. I think what may start to happen is Bureau Valley is going to start to have to get out of their comfort zone. Yeah. You're down 3 touchdowns. You have not been able to stop the Macomb offense.
Yeah. And it's not just Macomb punching their ticket. Bureau Valley, if they lose, they're at their 5th loss. And that all but seals the deal for them on going to the IHSA playoffs or having an opportunity to do so. They hand this off, brought down at the 36. And Bureau Valley will have West Hancock next week. So, I mean, again, back-to-back losses, trying to avoid that 5th loss. Macomb on the other end, as you said, looking to punch their ticket tonight with a stress-free game next week. So, second down from the 36, 2nd and 6. It'll be for the Storm. Part of that touchdown drive they had, they were moving down the field with Endress. And that just might be the key here, except your only problem is they do just that to about the 37, about a yard. The only problem I would say with that is that the clock will keep running.
Oh, yeah, they'll just.
And
that's
there
why
will be a time where it's like, and as you said, you did say they had to go out of their comfort zone. You're exactly right for that reason, because that clock and what we just saw Macomb do, take off half that clock, there's no mathematical equation to where
you can methodically have an elongated drive. Yeah. They're going to have to start trying to find some chunk plays. And here's the halfback pass. Yep.
Yeah, going to throw it. And it'll be incomplete.
Wasn't really anywhere to go with the football. And I tell you, was that – I can't see. Was that
I believe Endress threw it.
Endress threw it for sure. Oh, that's Jack Beal. Okay, so Jack Beal's about 6'3". He's actually behind the receiver. The receiver's boxed him out in position for the catch, and Jack Beal uses basketball skills to reach around and deflect that football without drawing a flag, which means that he didn't have his offhand on the back, didn't turn the hip, didn't pull the shoulder. Just an excellent football play to disrupt that pass.
So second down and 10 from the 38.
That's to Andrus.
Yeah, Andrus will take it to about the 47, maybe falling forward towards the 48. Turns into a nice run at the end of the play. And that will be enough to move the chains. They're going to mark them down at about the 48.
But to your point, tick, tick, tick.
Yeah, under 4 left in this third quarter. And trying to catch 21.
They're still in minus territory right now, and they've used about a full 2 minutes.
Yeah, about just over 2.5 here. Inch closer and closer towards the end of this third. 1st and 10 from the 46. And they go back to Andrus, who gets into the Bomber territory to the 49. Second down.
Big Charlie Bodiford runs onto the football field. Hector Mamie comes off, take a breather. Done a really nice job the last few weeks of really cycling that line, which they have to do with Big Alex Brown out of the football game.
Down to about 3 minutes left here. 3:05. Second down from the 49 in the Bombers' territory. Had one pass play. That was incomplete from the running back, Endress. They give it right back to Endress, down to about the 46.
So you're going to have about 3rd and 4.
Yeah, 3rd and 4 from the Bomber 46. And
maybe a long
you're at this point in the game where no punt will be coming here. We saw that in the first half on 2 separate occasions. On 4th and mediums where we saw them punt away. Definitely not the case here.
Watch
3rd
the
and
football.
4.
Watch the football.
2.5 left in the 3rd. He's got 2 on the left, 1 on the right. Andrus is
Stonewall, I think,
at the 46.
So the linebacker walks up pre-snap and moves Big Charlie Bodiford, the center or the sophomore, over one gap. And I think Andrus just run right into the waiting arms of Big Charlie Bodiford, and he had nowhere to go. He had been able to run through contact, and even when he's brought down, picks up 3-4 yards just by surging forward on the tackle. That time he went nowhere. Big Charlie Bodiford made sure that was as far as the train went.
4th and 4 here. Storm trail by 21. The Bombers eyeing their ticket to the IHSA playoffs, although it is late in the 3rd. By not getting this, it definitely... Here he comes.
Oh,
down he goes
sack
for the Bomber turnover.
And you when you need a massive football play, you'll never guess who's in the backfield with that humongous sack. That's the sophomore Drake May, the heart and soul of the Macomb Bomber defense.
And with 1:20 to go in this 3rd quarter, the Bombers have it in Storm territory at their 46. Huge play there. We've seen a lot of those on the Bombers' end tonight. And here they are taking the field. Over half of time of possession in the 3rd quarter on their first drive alone. Holthouse is going to fire it deep. McMillan.
He's got it.
I believe
He's
does.
got it.
He does make the catch. What a play by McMillan. 1st and goal for the Bombers.
I tell you what, on that one, the Bombers just said, you know what? We're going IHSA tonight. We understand it's almost 4th quarter. We understand we're up 3 touchdowns, but you know what? We want to remove any drama.
Yeah.
We don't want to give any hope. We don't want to see any comeback attempt. And they're just going for the closeout right now. Oh.
Looks like he'll be brought down inside the 4 at about the 3. Less than a minute to go in this 3rd quarter. 2nd and goal. They'll give him 2 yards on that.
They're going to have to snap it once here before the 4th quarter.
2nd and 3. There'll be a handoff and into the end zone.
Yep, there it is. There's
for
the call
the
down
Bomber
here.
touchdown here in the final moments of this 3rd quarter. Give it to Malachi Conley and the Bombers. Full-fleshed here in this 3rd quarter. They're ahead 34-7 as they eye their way to the playoffs.
And we're looking to see another showing of Cats right now.
Coming out here for the extra point. Absolute dominant 3rd quarter for Macomb. And they're going to fake it.
That's not
Throw.
No, it dropped. That was not a fake.
Incomplete.
So that was not a fake. What happened there was it was a high snap. Leighton Lambert did not believe that he could get that football down. So they called what's called fire.
Yeah.
They call fire. They release the ends of the line, and they just try and come up with something. That's essentially a scramble play.
Yeah. Anyways, though, the Bombers 34-7. It's a 27-point lead. The lead just keeps getting bigger and bigger with 32 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Going to take a short pause And we'll be back after these brief messages.
I chose MDH. We moved here, and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
Hey, we're back. Late in this third quarter, the Bombers are ahead 34-7 over the Storm. We saw in those final 2 minutes in the first half a 2-minute drill drive resulting in a touchdown to make it a 14-point advantage heading to half. The Bombers retained possession to start this second half, went down the field for the touchdown, forced a defensive turnover on downs, and scored another touchdown late here in this third quarter from Conley. Nice return, though, on the Storm's end, all the way to about the 40, bring them down at the 41. It'll be 1st and 10.
So now it's a 4-touchdown difference. So, and you're in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Again, the Storm, their backs are against the wall. There's no, well, you know what, this one's out of hand, let's just play for next week. They have to win tonight.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to start to see them empty the playbook and try and find some gadget plays, something to create some separation, something to get a quick score and get momentum back.
Yeah. Came off of a loss against Illini West, who are winning right now, looking for their 5th consecutive win. Meanwhile, though, 1st and 10 for Bureau Valley. They go back to Andrus, who's down at the 46, and what probably will be the final play of this third quarter, unless they want to hurry things up here, as we're down to 12 seconds.
Yeah, I would. Get a play in.
No,
you need every snap you can.
Down to 7, down to 5.
You got to snap the ball.
And doesn't look like they're going to do it. That'll end the third quarter.
Wow. You mentioned Illini West winning tonight to get their 5th win. I remember speaking to their coach after the Bomber game and telling them, they started 0-3, but look at those first 3 games. They had Farmington into Elmwood into Macomb.
Yeah,
I mean,
those are 3 of the best teams that you will see.
That's a
in
gauntlet.
This area. Yeah.
So I let them know there was a Macomb team that started 0-3 right around the turn of the century. And that's the only semifinal team in Macomb's history. They flipped it around. They went on a tear. They won 6 in a row, got in the playoffs. And right here on this field, before the turf, obviously, they had Chicago Mount Carmel come and heavily favored. And Macomb flipped the tables in the quarterfinals and got the victory and advanced to the semifinals. So they were in the Final Four that year after starting 0-3.
Yeah, 0-3, obviously, when you get to that point, you feel like nothing's going right. You hit the rock bottom, and then all of a sudden you're able to turn things around and just turn it into a memorable season. See if Illini West could potentially go on a deep run. There'll be a quarterback keeper here down into the Bomber end at the 47, it looks like, first play of this fourth quarter. I was at the Illini West a couple weeks ago when they played Knoxville. They took care of them 32-20. We saw some trick plays, or I saw some trick plays in that Illini West playbook. Had the running back throw for a touchdown late in the first half. It was very interesting to see. 2nd down for the Storm. Excuse me, 1st down. So we'll hand it off once more.
Running middle, and again, like we talked about earlier, you pick up 3 yards, and that's great, and you got positive momentum, but tick, 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 I mean, I think the Bombers will take that. You keep snapping the ball. You don't give up chunk plays. Even if they score here, as long as you keep them snapping the ball, and it takes 10 plays from here to score, or 8 to 10, I think that's a win for the Bombers because 100%. That's going to take you down to
probably 7.
Yeah, 6, 7 minutes.
Yeah. With a 3-touchdown lead, if it does get to that point, they'll
quarterback here,
quarterback keeper, and not much there. Load of Bombers there at the 42, maybe 41. It'll be 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, about a half yard there.
Yeah, Yeah, they'll put him down at the 42, it looks like.
So now at this point, I understand, you probably wanted to use your gadget play on second down. Here, you got to pick up, you need these 6 yards. You got to pick up the first down. So I understand if you're going to use your standard playbook here. But at some point, you have to try something.
See if they do it here. 3rd and 6 from the 42, needing to get to the 36. They haven't thrown it much tonight. He's going to roll to his left.
And he's
fires.
open. Yeah.
It's caught. Complete. First down and more. And brought down out of bounds about inside the 20 and moving into the red zone. So a big play there from the Storm.
Yeah, that was a gap in coverage there. They went zone. We talked earlier about the cover 1. That was clearly zone. And the linebacker moves out to the flat, and that leak route goes beyond the flat, but the cap is run off by another so that's like a smash concept kind of. You had a deeper route and an under route. So it just goes beyond the linebacker, and he finds a hole in the zone, and he's able to make a nice big play, a 20-yard gain.
1st and 10 from the 19.
And there's Andrus.
Yeah, Andrus will run it around the 15, maybe a little bit inside the 15. Second down coming up as we're down to 9:20 left in this game. They'll mark him down at the 14, so it'll be 2nd and 5. Storm looking to get back on the board. Andrus stuffed. Looks like lost a yard. Brought down at the 15. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Yeah, again, your heart and soul. You need a big play. Drake May comes shooting through, reads the guard, flies right off of his hip, rubs color, and gets the ball carried to the ground.
3rd and 6. Down to 8:20 left. Rolling out to the right. He's going to fire and overthrown. Or maybe slightly to the right. Incomplete. 4th down coming up. That throw from Helms. So 4th and 6 from the 15. Storm will need to get to the 9 to move the chains and keep this one alive. To some sort of extent here, we're down to 8:16. 34-7 in favor of Macomb. Probably expect a throw here just like we saw on 3rd down from the Storm. See what Helms has in mind. Once again, rolling out to the right. He's going to fire towards the right corner. Incomplete.
Phenomenal job right there. Is that Kyler Norton? Does not try to pick the ball off. Just slaps it to the ground. And then you get the ball back out at about the 15. I guess the only thing, if they're in the end zone, could have got it at the 20. But you know what? You slap that ball down. You don't try and fight it. You don't try and, if you miss it and they catch the touchdown, you just go ahead and take the turn of possession and get the football back. Now it's about 8 minutes.
Yeah. 8:10 left in this 4th. Bombers with possession and a 4-score lead. They'll just hand it off. Looks like a loss of maybe able to get back to the line on second thought. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I'd love to see some of that under center eye look again.
Looks like they'll give him a half a yard or so. So 2nd down and 10. Down to 7:40 now. Holdhouse gonna fire it deep towards the left. Incomplete flag on the play though. Right at around where that pass was thrown. The intended target being Jack Beal.
Yeah, and I think if you're in the mind of Tanner Horal right now, he says, I take nothing for granted.
Yeah.
This is the playoffs tonight. For no reason do I want to allow, any hope, we're not going to just do the, run into the middle of the defense 3 times and punt and give them, the football back with 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes in a 3-score game. He says this is too important.
Yeah.
We're gonna run our playbook and we're gonna move down the field and continue to score points.
Well, that was pass interference on the defense, so a first down for Macomb from about the 35. Will be a handoff here to Conley. He's got some moves, brought down at the 36.
And especially,
Petty.
Yeah, Jerron Petty. And especially if you see a defense stack the box in anticipation of you running through the middle, then why wouldn't you go to your wide receivers?
Yeah.
I mean, in addition to wanting to finish off this football game, you don't want to get anybody hurt.
Yeah, 100% right, especially with those playoffs being 2 weeks from now. They're going to pass it. He's open. That's Beal. It's complete. There he goes. 20, 10, down to the 4. First and goal, Macomb.
So that's what's called a joker route. Beal runs the hitch, plants the foot, starts to turn, and as soon as he gets the feet of the cornerback stopped, rips those hips upfield and takes off. He ends up getting about 5-7 yards on him, and just an easy pitch and catch right there from Braden Holdhouse to Jack Beal. Got to credit the cornerback, did a phenomenal job, didn't give up on the play, chases him down and saves a touchdown for the moment.
Down to 6.5 left. First and goal from the 5. 2 backers in the backfield here. Up the middle towards the end zone.
He's
and
in.
In for the Bomber touchdown.
Jerron Petty into the end zone.
There you go. 40-7 the score here. 6:21 left in this fourth. As the Bombers inch closer and closer, second by second, towards those IHSA playoffs. 40-7 our score. Snap, hold, kick on the way. It is good. 41-7 our
Standing ovation
score.
for Cats.
So the Bombers, after losing back-to-back against some very tough squads in Farmington and Elmwood Brimfield, close games on both ends. That one losing by 6 in overtime, ending in an interception in the red zone. Elmwood Brimfield falling just short by 3 last week. Tonight, though, flipping the script, 41-7 Macomb over Bureau Valley with just 6 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, and again, a couple of tough losses, and if you go back to the Farmington game, if you remember, Macomb shot out to a lead in that. The first 3 drives couldn't have gone better with touchdown, a two-play drive, long Kylan McMillan touchdown, onside kick recovered, and then the Bombers put together a nice little half-field drive, punch it in, and they're up 14-0. And Farmington's a very good football team.
Yeah.
So they come back into the football game. It goes back and forth a little bit, gets to overtime, and Bombers came up 1 play short. Their linebacker made a phenomenal play on that interception. But Tanner Horal at this point is I'm not letting any of that happen. This is the playoffs. We win, we're in. I will slam the door on this football game.
They'll kick it away. Be caught inside about the 23. Going to return it towards the middle and brought down at about the 39. They'll be 1st and 10 for the Storm. I want to shout out some of my athletic friends who have appeared to come out on this stream to share their thoughts. Joseph Jelinek, Will Thomas, Peyton Hutchins. Whether that's a real Scott Holland account or not, I'm not sure.
We got a Scott Holland sighting?
Yes, sir, we do, it appears. I'm not sure if it's a real Scott Holland, though. My friends have joked with me that they're going to have some burner accounts, and so maybe it's really Scott, maybe it's not, but the Good Night Macomb comes from volleyball this past Monday. Macomb senior night against Camp Point. It was The third set, I thought it went to 15. It didn't. It went to 25, and once it got to 15, I was screaming "Goodnight, Macomb," and it wasn't over yet. So I was like, well, that's nice. There'll be handoff down to about the 47. It'll be second down and short.
Well, Will Thomas, absolutely correct. Phenomenal broadcast by Caden here tonight. So Caden's got his fans out there. I think that's phenomenal.
Will Thomas,
awards to follow, I
yeah,
think.
Hopefully, the Director of Broadcasting Services at Western Illinois.
Well, and maybe we follow in the footsteps of a Scott Holland.
Maybe so. They move it past the 50. That'd be a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun in that office. Down to the 49, and it'll be first down.
So it's 5.5 minutes. Yeah,
Oh, Scott.
Okay, that is definitely
Yeah.
Scott. Yeah. What's up, Red? Hopefully Red had a good time at the holiday dance tonight, the Halloween dance, and dance the night away a little bit, and then they're in the warmth tonight instead of out in the cold, as Scott spent many years on sidelines all across the country, really, as he covered Western. Phenomenal sportsman, and even better man.
Yeah.
You just got to love
100%.
a Scott Holland.
I've seen Scott run around Western Hall many of times.
Well, I'm
my
going to tell
time
you,
here at Western.
Annika Holland is a phenomenal athlete, and I've known Annika since she was little, and I've been trying with everything I can to get Annika into wrestling, and I just haven't been able to get her to bite yet. But we're going to keep working on it.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get Red in the wrestling room.
Well, my sister was a wrestler.
Yeah?
12 years.
No
Kindergarten
kidding.
through 12th grade.
Oh, that's great.
I only did it for 2 years, though. I didn't enjoy it that much. I was more of a baseball kind of guy.
It's 100% not for everybody.
Yep. But she was able to do it for 12 years. 3-time state qualifier at the girls level.
Where was this?
Sandwich, Illinois.
Huh.
And then the first time, 2022, is when the girls' state was a thing. It's one of the fastest growing high school sports in the country.
Absolutely.
Actually. And it's amazing to see the difference from when she started 12 years ago to how many people there are now in this sport.
Well, my first head coaching job was in 2007 in Beardstown, Illinois, and I had a girl on our team then. It was a tough girl, Erica Mibb. And back then it was, I wouldn't say unheard of, but it was certainly not in and out of the hands.
Yeah.
Right there. But now you're starting to see Bureau Valley push the ball down the field a bit. But Erica Mibb, tough girl from Beardstown, wrestled for us in our varsity lineup. And, I could tell stories all night about those old days. But right now we got the Bombers queuing up the celebration. We got a crowd of people that are just about ready to head to Diggers College City Bowl to celebrate a Bomber win. Maybe over to the sports corner at 123. Get in that, or 124. I'm sorry. Don't go across the street. That's the park.
We apologize, Sports Corner.
Go to the Spoco at 124. Get some mott sticks. Get a sody. You know what I like? I like the smash burgers there.
You like the smash burgers?
Yeah.
Those are delicious. 3 minutes to go in this one. We've got Macomb football tonight, and tomorrow, some Western Illinois football at 3 p.m.
These are those games.
I'll be down on the sideline.
Ooh, look at you. That's at 3 p.m., huh?
3 p.m.
Yeah, my daughter's got a swim meet in Canton, and it doesn't start until, I think her swim is at noon, like the warm-ups.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it doesn't start till like 1 or 12:30 or something. So I'm hoping maybe to be back for the second half.
I'll play Tennessee Tech tomorrow. One thing I was looking at before I head out there tomorrow, Tennessee Tech with a punter from Australia and was a plumber for the last 4 years.
Really?
A 23-year-old freshman punter on the Tennessee Tech roster this year. No burner accounts tonight from our good friend Joseph Yellen.
I think everybody, if you're still tuned in, number one, I thank you. I appreciate your dedication. I think maybe it's your buddies and my buddy, Bomber fan extraordinaire Norm. I don't even know if we have Scott anymore listening, but these are those games. It's a 5-score game with under 3 minutes to go. The broadcasters can get a little nutty at this point. You gotta fill some time and tell some stories and have a little fun. Oh my goodness! And that one is intercepted. Go ahead and get out of bounds. Yes.
And out of bounds at about the 35. Bombers are pumped up. We've got 2:49 to go in this fourth quarter.
I got to go to the sheet for this. Caden Nupp, the young man. That is a is it? He might be a freshman. I just lost him. Caden Nupp. He is a sophomore. All right, he is a sophomore. Caden Nupp. He's also JV quarterback, playing defensive back here late in the game. Caden Nupp gets an interception, but that interception is set up. It looked like a Drake May hit. It was off the edge, and I didn't see who it was. I'd love for somebody to be able to tell me, but somebody just absolutely crushed the quarterback from the blind side and caused that interception because that ball floated up into the middle of the field, and Caden Nupp was able to play. I think he played a little center field, and able to bring that down.
1st and 10 from their own 33, 2:49 to go, and not much there. Aaron Orwig is still with us here on the stream. I'm still here.
Nice.
Looks like no game. We're down to 2.5. Loss of 1. Check that. Down at the 32. 2nd and 11.
That was Jeshu McFeeters on the carry. He's one of our wrestlers. Another sophomore.
Tanya Hamer as well in here. 2:15 left. Once again, thanks to everyone who has tuned in tonight. Bombers on their way to 6-2 in the IHSA playoffs. They hand it off. Brought down at about the 31, maybe the 32. We're down to within 2 minutes to play. We'll call it the 33. So it'll be 3rd down, minute 40 to go.
Oh, after the interception, I didn't even notice Caden Nupp's in playing quarterback.
Oh. Maybe a throw here.
Nah, I don't think so. I hope not.
No. 3rd and 11. Minute 25. Maybe a keeper. And there it is. A couple yards there towards the 35. It'll be 4th down. We'll be able to waste some more time off this clock before we call it a night. Less than a minute to go. Fourth and 8 from the 35. Probably just let this clock run down, I'd say.
So what he's going to do is he's going to hold them up at the line until he sees that arm going, and they'll do one of two things. I think they'll either take the penalty or call a timeout, one of the two, and then what that allows is you've now got a fresh clock with, there'll be what, 10 seconds? What just happened?
Clock is still running. Now they're going to stop it. I think a timeout was called. At least timeout's being signaled. I believe it was called on Macomb. 20.4 seconds on the clock right now.
Huh. Okay, well, that changes everything. I thought we were going to be around 5-10 seconds, and what they would do is they'd call the timeout and then snap the ball, have Caden run around a little bit, and then just try and throw the ball a mile in the air and a mile down the field. Let that clock click down, and hopefully it would click off.
So, let's see. I think maybe Macomb nailed it. I think that.
Oh, I think
I
have,
think
yeah.
that happened because right now the Storm have the possession at the 35.
This is interesting.
20 seconds left. 41-7 score. I'll just hand it off. It's got some nice movement towards the end of the play and brought down at the 31. Excuse me, the 26. Clock winds down. Down to 4, and the
that'll
Macomb
be
Bombers
the football game are
have
in the
punched their ticket to the IHSA playoffs.
Back in the playoffs for Coach Horal. Excellent.
41-7 the score.
With a commanding performance tonight.
You know, you wondered late in the first half if they were going to slip away with it. Late in that first half, we saw that 2-minute drill with that touchdown and getting the possession back in the second half, and they just had full control in the second half. They outscored them 27-0 in the second half. So full-on dominance in that second half from Macomb.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a dominant performance in the second half, but there was a moment there. It's a one-score game in that first half where Bureau Valley has the ball back with an opportunity to tie the football game, and at that point, you know, this is a football game. Macomb's able to get the stop. I believe it might have been a TOD at the time, and get the football back, drive the field. They ended up, because it was the TOD down here, like inside the 5.
Yeah.
And they get the football back. Oh no, they punched it in at that point. Anyway, whatever. It was still a close football game. Macomb gets the ball back before the half. They're able to stretch it out to a 2-score game with the ball coming back. And I think that really what turned this football game was that first drive after the half, because it wasn't – I almost think that a one-play strike to Kylan McMillan might not have been as productive as that 7-minute drive to open the second half, where they methodically went down the football field, chewed up the clock, and then stretched it to that 3-score lead, 3-score lead at that point. And then once they got the stop on the backside of that, then it was elementary at that point.
So the Bombers come out on top 41-7. Tony, it was a lot of fun with you tonight. And everyone enjoyed the broadcast, it seems, so that's good.
Well, they enjoyed some of the nonsense, I think. But I think what we do, Coach Horal's down there being manhandled, but you know he'll be up here in a few minutes if we have any reads or commercials to play. Coach Horal will be up here. He's going to say some congratulations, and then
of course we'll be back here in just a few minutes with some words. Some final words from Horal, and Tony and I will be back with you in just a minute.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
After my appointment that day, I just made up my mind that I'm going to have my baby here in Macomb and this hospital, because irrespective of where you're from, who you are, it's just their line of duty to make sure they give care, make you comfortable.
I thought about the staff of MDH, you know, they're all good. You get all the support you need. This is just the best place for you and your family.
I chose MDH. We moved here, and I was researching different places that would allow me to VBAC, have a vaginal birth after C-section, and the doctors here do encourage that, and so I chose that after looking online, and I wouldn't want to deliver anywhere else because they all go above and beyond, and they're so kind and actually care about you.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available, so with the addition of nurse practitioners lately, we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to, and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
All right, well, we're here with Bill Murdoch, and this is the second year in a row, Bill, that I've talked to you.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably unfortunately for you. I think you might have been the most talked about interview of all of our MDH interviews last year, though.
I don't know whether I need to be proud of that or ashamed of that. I don't know which one to go with.
Maybe both. I don't know.
Probably.
The thing that I find comical is I gave you a hard time last year, as I said, because, man, you're way up the ladder. You know, you're a high-end employee for me to be talking to. And you're even higher up the road now than you were last year.
Yeah. Yes. Last year when we spoke, I was the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer, and since then I've been in the CEO role, Chief Executive Officer here at the hospital for about 8 months now.
Well, not to toot your horn, but everything I hear is good coming out of MDH since you've taken over. So, what was your mindset when you stepped into that role, and what do you see MDH doing here?
Well. I've never had aspirations.
My experience with McDonough District Hospital was amazing. I have a lot of allergies, complicated by nasal problems. And the procedure I had is Vive Air. Dr. Sparks was incredible.
The Vive Air procedure is a radiofrequency ablation procedure. She no longer has to do any medications to breathe, so she gets much more restful night's sleep. And a short little office procedure, and have somebody that feels like it's totally changed their life means the world.
It's a permanent improvement on the quality of your life.
Well, I've always had an interest in the medical field, and then growing up, I actually went through physical therapy myself for an injury, and that got me back to playing my sports and the activities that I loved. So seeing that firsthand, I got to see how much physical therapy could really benefit.
MDH Sport Medicine Rehab is just not for the athlete. We see a variety of ages, getting them from having pain to no pain to get back to their normal activities and their prior level of function.
We are back live here with the fine head coach of the Macomb Bomber football program, Coach Tanner Horal. Coach, for the third time in your 4 years, we are back in the IHSA playoffs. How's it feel?
It's outstanding. I wish it was 4 for 4, but we'll take the 3 for 4. But it's great to get these guys back in the playoffs. They've put a lot of work in since last offseason. They felt what it was like to not make the playoffs, and that motivated them. And we had a great offseason, and we're getting rewarded for it right now.
So early on in this football game, you come out, you score, but Bureau Valley comes out at one point. They get it to within a one-score game, and all of a sudden it's a football game again. And right before the half, you're able to – so when they punch it in, there's about a minute 40 left. And you really made me a liar on the broadcast. I said, what we expect here is Coach Horal for about 15 yards is going to play it close to the vest, is going to have some high percentage throws, some run plays. When he gets in plus territory, he's going to open his playbook. Now he goes right down the field for one on play one. What were you looking at?
We wanted to score before half, get the ball back, score again. That was our mindset, and we took a shot with Kylan on that first play and didn't quite make it, but our offense is based on being able to go fast, and we've been able to do that a couple times this year. We've ran a really good 2-minute drill against the Illini West. We had one against Elmwood last week, so we have a lot of confidence that we can play fast, and Braden can distribute the football to the guys. We only had one timeout, so we couldn't really play it too slow. And we keep getting beat on these out-of-bounds calls. I got to get some clarifications. I keep thinking our guys are out of bounds, and the clock keeps running. So,
well, I will tell you on that play call, that was a great play call because I think they were thinking the way that I was, and everybody was up close to the line of scrimmage, and you had that look. It was a great throw. It was just, weren't able to connect. High school
kids, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I will say, after that, what a 2-point drill, or 2-minute drill. I mean, just masterful. High percentage throws after that one. Move methodically down the field, get the touchdown. We have a bad angle here, but it looks like he was short and then was tackled and rolled over the goal line, just breaking the plane. But that was great. And then you get the football back and really
almost hit a Hail Mary.
Yeah, you did.
That was close.
That was real close. And then you just step on the gas.
Yeah, that was something we talked about at halftime. They're holding on to a little bit of hope, right? They have 4 losses. They're playing desperate. We wanted to crush that dream there, and I felt like our guys did that. There was no let up. We took some time off the clock on that first drive, and we gave up a couple first downs on their first drive. But when it was time to buckle in, we buckled in, got a stop, and got another couple scores.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just an absolute dominating performance in the second half. And we talked about it on the air. We were like, that's exactly Coach Horal and the coaching staff's mindset is, hey, guys, this isn't week 3. This is we get in. This is their backs against the wall. We have to crush any chance of them sneaking back in because we've both seen the Twitter clips of teams scoring 3 touchdowns in 40 seconds.
Yeah.
You want to eliminate any opportunity, but really nice balance tonight. Able to run between the tackles as the game went on. Didn't go away from it. Had a nice job throwing the ball tonight.
Yeah, we got a different look than what kind of expected. I thought they'd be more of a 5-1 and forcing us to run the ball a little bit more. And then we got a 5-2, and we were just real close on a couple early counter plays, and they did a good job stopping it. So forced us to throw the ball a little bit, and then we got kind of changed our mindset, went a little different on our formations, and Drake Green in for the touchdown. And I mean, after that, we kind of felt like we could do what we wanted offensively.
Well, I will tell you, there's about 3-4 plays in a row where you went with a different formation that I'm telling you, I was out of my seat and so excited. And I think you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we went a little under, did a little scuba with Sard. I thought Sard was going to bust one. But
oh, yeah, he had a great run. This is his best run of the year.
Yes, absolutely.
But 22 is a football player.
Oh, he's a tank. 22, 1, 24. all three of those guys are horses. Probably carried the ball 25, 30 times tonight. I mean, and
but on
they're hard.
defense.
Oh, on defense, yeah. And he was coming downhill and getting in our backfield. And early in the game, making us get rid of the ball quick. And then he was the one stopping the run.
Absolutely. I mean, that guy was a one-man gang. I mean, obviously they have several good football players,
Yeah.
but that guy just really put it on his shoulders tonight, and he had a great football game. And you feel bad for a senior, in this situation, but you feel great for our guys.
We were there last year.
We don't feel bad for too long.
Right, we were there last year.
Yeah, 100%. But hey, a dominating performance tonight. No let up. Got one more week, and then on to the playoffs again.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Coach Horal.
Thank you.
Go celebrate with your team, and we'll see you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Caden, I tell you what, great job tonight. It was great to work with you, and what a game for you to come in and broadcast.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thank you, Tony. It was a lot of fun with you. I always love when you explain the plays, and it was a lot of fun just listening to, just basically hearing you explain the plays and the aspects of it and why they're doing it. It was a lot of fun working with you, Tony, and
we'll do it again next week.
We get to do it again next Friday night.
That's great.
Same
I tell you
time,
what, though,
same place.
I would be remiss if I didn't say, we got going tonight. I'd had the thing with I ended up bopping my head into a middle school dance and doing a little party at the USA. It got me behind the 8 ball a little bit, but I get here and I get the best surprise you could get when I see my guy, I'm going to get a little teary here, my buddy TP, Big Tegan Perry. I've known since he was, a young guy, watched him grow up, and he was here. I didn't think we were going to get to work with him all year, and he ends up here. He runs the camera for us tonight, helps us out, and I always love seeing Tegan. Tegan, I love you, bud. And, I was honored to coach you for your high school career, and just glad to get to work with you and proud of the young man you've become. So good to see you, buddy. Well, anyway, Bomber Nation, you got to see a good one tonight, and you got 1 week, and you're going to see another good one next Friday night as the Bombers welcome the Havana Ducks here, and then it's on to the IHSA playoffs for the third time in Tanner Horal's 4 years. So thank you, Bomber Nation. Good night, everybody. Diggers College City Bull. Let's go.
There you go. For Tony, I'm Caden Strenz. We're saying good night. From Macomb, Illinois, the final score 41-7. We'll be back here next Friday night. And as he said, Diggers College City Bulls, the place to be. Have a great night, guys.